Overnight, the market broke a line I drew on this chart just yesterday, and the pattern I drew it around has survived. Yesterday evening, this channel measured Binance Coin's 9 flat days as a contracting triangle. 4 legs complete, a fifth owed, and a thrust target waiting above the pattern. Here is what happened overnight. Price pushed to 576.5 late in the evening, dipped, then printed 577.2 this morning, straight through the upper boundary. That boundary was drawn through wave B and wave D, the two highs inside the pattern. This morning's push went about 3 points through it. On most charts that reads as a breakout. But a trend line is not a level. The line moves whenever a swing extends. Wave B at 579.79 has not moved, and price stopped short of it. So, the audit runs again, leg by leg. Leg A fell 30.28. Leg B recovered 24.2. Leg C fell 23.79, which is 0.786 of a contraction, exactly as the pattern demands. Leg D is the one the market redrew. It now measures 21.2 against B's 24.2, a ratio of 0.876, looser than yesterday's but still shorter, and still under wave B. That is the whole test. Every leg remains shorter than the one before it in the same direction, so the contracting triangle survives the redraw fully intact. This is worth pausing on. The boundary is drafting. It follows whichever swings exist when it is drawn. Redrawing it is not a failure of the count, it is the count being kept honest against new data. One look at the weekly chart explains the direction. The token sits 58% under its record. It based at 537.25, and the move that entered this pattern came up from that base. A triangle continues the move that entered it. The redrawn boundaries. The lower line rises through 556.17 today, and the upper line now falls less than $0.50 a day, sitting at 577. One side effect, the apex moved out. The two lines now meet about 6 weeks from today, and triangles rarely wait for their apex. The break usually comes well before the lines touch. Since the morning high, the market has come back $5.79 to 571 and change. If this is the fifth leg, leg E, it has exactly one job: hold above 556. There is a guideline on top of the rule. E is normally the shortest leg of the 5. The shortest decline so far ran 23.79, so even a full-sized E turns above 553. The hard floor stays 556 flat. What the pattern pays has not changed in method. The thrust out of a contracting triangle measures its widest leg, and here that is leg A at 30.28. Projected from today's upper line, that thrust reaches about 607. Yesterday it said 605. The target drifted because the line moved, the measurement did not. Above 579.79, the question closes. The triangle is done and the thrust is live. It points at 607, almost exactly a weekly swing high this chart has respected before, at 605.6. Below 556 before the fifth leg completes, the contraction is gone and the pattern was never a triangle. The map then resets toward 540, then the base at 537. So the watch list is two prices: 556 below, 579.79 above. Everything in between is the pattern doing its work. The summary in one card. A line broke, the levels held. The triangle survives with a looser ratio on leg D, one leg still owed underneath, and a thrust that now projects 607. If the market redraws the line again, the audit simply runs again. Educational analysis, not advice. The next Binance coin update follows the fifth leg down.